let's move on because this is a bit intense now. I didn't know this film would be so dividing, man.
Let's move on to the next film then.
Yeah. So next film is Only the Brave. So Eleni had the privilege to watch this movie yesterday.
I did.
Yeah. So this is based on a true story about a bunch of firefighters. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah,
who work out in Arizona, and they had to fight like the bushfire, the forest fires.
Yeah,
Fight
so
the fire.
The firefighters. So I'll throw it onto you actually too.
Yeah, like most of the story, the first kind of 2 acts is about them wanting to get evaluated and get their certification as hotshots. So at the moment they're like a secondary crew. So you've got different sort of tiers of crews, and they're like the first kind of municipal team of wildland firefighters, and they were the first in the history of the country to become hotshots, like the best of the best firefighters from a self-made
creme de
team.
la creme.
And it's like that, it was unheard of beforehand, and that like they had Jeff Bridges' character made the Crew 7 in Prescott, Arizona, and then they got their certification.
I mean, speaking of
as
cast,
hotshots.
it's a good cast. You
It's
got
a great
Josh
cast.
Brolin, Miles Teller also in it as well.
Yeah.
So those
So
are
you've
great.
got like Josh Brolin, who plays Thanos, and is in No Country for Old Men. and
right, of
Everest.
course.
Where did that come from?
I think
Jeff Bridges is an Iron Man.
Thanos is fighting fire.
Yeah. He, by day. And then, like, as you say, Taylor Kitsch and James Badge Dale, I really liked. He's in like Iron Man 3, The Departed. And the director is Joseph Kosinski, who did Tron Legacy and Oblivion. And I was This was fantastic. It's some of it's quite lighthearted. You see the team of firefighters really grow as a family. They take in the new recruits, the rookies, and it's very much a boys' club. Like they give them a bit of hell at the beginning, and
Alpha
there's a
male
lot
kind
of
of character,
banter
isn't it?
between them. Yeah, it's like very much alpha male is like, you can't do this, blah blah blah, and then like when they actually come to fighting the fire, they really come together, and then they come together as brothers, and you see them progress over like quite a few years. Yeah, there's a good camaraderie between them, and Taylor Kitsch and Miles Teller become really close, and like they're almost like brothers.
Brothers in arms.
Exactly, it is.
Yeah. Only one of them will die now.
She didn't reveal anything.
I'm not gonna spoil.
We haven't watched it, by the way, so we are just assuming. So don't.
But it was really, it's crazy because it was really light-hearted, and it was really like sweet and emotional, and then it just turned absolutely
what's the event that happens? Like, I'm assuming there's something that happens which makes this.
So throughout the film, you've got like firefights, like big
day-to-day,
like big wildland fires, like brushes and pine forests, and they actually don't just deal with the fires in their immediate vicinity. They go to different parts of the country where there are all these wildfires and join up with lots of other firefighting teams and hotshot teams to fight the fires. And that all goes pretty well. There's a couple of like near misses and close calls. Obviously you're dealing with wildfire. It's not like it's one building that's on fire.
It's wildfire.
And it's like the change in,
It's not tame.
It's not.
But like it's things like the change in the wind or the cloud cover changes how the fire reacts.
It's similar to Australian bushfires.
And like the fire will be over thousands of acres, and they have to try and contain it. And they do, and they get really like popular. And but then there's this fire that threatens a town, and it is one of these situations where there's a very quick change in the weather. Changes the direction of the fire, changes the intensity of the fire.
So this is like the set piece of the movie.
And these are the only guys who can stop the fire.
No, again, there's like a lot of teams, but they're the only ones in a certain area, and the fire kind of turns towards them, and they're like it ends up that they're in completely the wrong place, and it is soul destroying watching and knowing that it actually happened. It's very much how Deepwater.
So this is completely based on a true story.
Yeah,
completely true.
I was going to say Deepwater Horizon's similar to this. Yeah, it's like disaster movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's very much the same setup as well. Like you see the camaraderie on the oil platform, and it's very light-hearted.
Whether true or not.
It is.
I mean,
well, the whole event is true.
Yeah.
Well,
like even Deepwater Horizon. Well, the camaraderie, I mean,
for Hollywood, making it Hollywoody.
Yeah, but you do want to, otherwise you don't want to feel for the characters.
Exactly. But also, like things like that, when you are working in a kind of life-threatening situation day to day with those people,
you have to
you become a family because you
trust
have
them as
to
well.
trust each other. like if you hate someone that you're doing this with, you can't trust them
You
to
can't trust
pull you out of the fire if you need them to.
It's the same work we do, right? We trust in each other.
Get out! I
Life-saving.
swear down, get out.
Right, so
But, like,
let's just
yeah,
move on to what you didn't like. Would you say anything which put you off the movie, or what do you
I
say?
mean, with films like this, like Deepwater Horizon as well, like, there's always these things where,
the
like you
emotional
say,
side.
you don't know how much they've kind of fabricated about the people and the stories, and and you've got these like bits where like their wives get really angry at them for doing the job that they're doing and saying like, I want kids, I want this, and like
Just petty
obviously
squabbles.
it is kind of like squabbles and things, and then like someone's wife has an accident and it makes him realize like
What am I doing with my life, really?
well, yeah, kind of like that. Like thinking, you know, and she says, you know, you risk your life every time you walk out that door. How dare, and I've had to live without you. How dare you be angry at me for this?
It's very hard hitting and
It's,
down to earth. It's not.
very, very emotional. And like, by the end of it, me and my friend and several people in there were all red-faced, sobbing, like puffy eyes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, it's...
I think I didn't expect that. I've seen the critical reviews of it. I think it's done really well. Like 90%. Rotten Tomatoes 8.1 on IMDb, so it's getting very good scores from across the board.
Yeah,
so.
it's done really, really well, and it does because you can see how much these people adore each other, and then it's lost.
And when it's a real life story as well, you've got that emotional connection. To be honest, I was going to watch this over Orient Express, but I thought I put off Orient Express for like a week, and I thought I should just really go and watch it.
And then at the end of it, it like shows the pictures, same as Deepwater Horizon, it shows the pictures of the actual people, and then that really hits you because there's like those guys risked their lives to save a town from a wildfire.
Instead of Deepwater Horizon saving BP or
Shell. I think that had,
or like being
Shell's
killed by
bottom
BP.
line.
But, it was. I would say my short review would be seriously heartbreaking.
That's great. Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to check it out actually next week. So if I get
I'm
time.
too sad already. I don't.
Yeah, because it just hits you out of nowhere, just like a fire. It changes in a split second.
It's not really a film you can really hate upon. It's like it is what it is. It's a true
I
story.
mean, you can have bad representations of stories like this, but this was done very, very well.